Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Now, as they say, all good things come to an end, and this is the last episode of the show for the Summer of Superheroes for 2023. Now, on this episode, I'm celebrating the 30th anniversary of Milestone Media, and I'll touch base on that a little later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on the last episode, I asked, in the comics, which branch of the U.S. military did Tony Stark manufacture weapons for? Well, the correct answer is Army. And 9 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, names been in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Nora Banks Jr. from Homer, Louisiana. So congratulations, Nora. You need yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode. And this is a Milestone Media question, or it's in reference to Milestone Media, particularly 2 of their co-founders. Before co-founding Milestone Media, which legendary recording artist did Dwayne McDuffie and Dennis Cowan write and draw a one-shot comic book for in 1991? Now, here are the hints. The first hint is that this recording artist had released albums like Dirty Mind, Purple Rain, 1999, Diamonds and Pearls, Emancipation, and Musicology. The second hint, this recording artist had starred in movies like Purple Rain, Under the Cherry Moon, and Graffiti Bridge. The third hint, this recording artist had #1 hits like I Would Die For You, I Want to Be Your Lover, Raspberry Beret, Purple Rain, Sometimes It Snows in April, Thieves in the Temple, Somebody, Somebody, Cream, Let's Go Crazy, and Do Me Baby. And then the fourth and final hint, this recording artist died on April 21st, 2016. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Now, the Comic Heroes Throwdown Showdown segment is usually reserved for viewers to make requests. But every once in a while, I like to come out with one. This one is very rocky, and it will drive you up a wall if you're not careful. Representing DC, we have Cinderblock. And representing Marvel, we have The Thing. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call...
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Cinderblock versus The Thing. Cinderblock possesses super strength and durability via concrete body. The Thing is a skilled street fighter and unarmed combatant who possesses superhuman strength, stamina and durability, enhanced lung capacity, and immortality. Who would win? You'd think that this fight would end in a draw, but not so fast. The Thing has only one advantage over Cinderblock. The latter is raw in terms of fighting compared to the former. Cinderblock charges towards the Thing in the mindless range. The latter trips him up with a drop toe hold and punches him into dust. The Thing wins. But wait! I forgot to mention Cinderblock's other power, regeneration. This surprises the Thing, but he keeps his composure. Once again, Cinderblock charges the Thing in a mindless rage. As the former is about to make contact, the latter swings his fist right through the former's midsection and hurls him into the East River. thing wins. And that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed that fight, and I'll have another fight for episode 457. Now, if you want to make a request, go ahead and do so, but you know my rules. The first rule is that there has to be at least one comic book or manga character involved in a fight. Second rule, this comic book or manga character can go up against another comic book or manga character, a video game character, or a serious-minded cartoon character like Optimus Prime, Voltron, Lion-O, any member of the Silverhawks, anyone like that. And also, make sure that your fight request makes sense. I mean, it really wouldn't make a lot of sense for, I don't know, the Joker to go up against Aunt May. Just saying. Alright, now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there's only one thing we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and that's GeekCon. Now, GeekCon was this past weekend at the Shreveport Convention Center in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I want to thank everyone that came to my table. Some familiar faces that I reconnected with, some new faces that I met. And I want to thank everyone that got business cards from me, folks that bought merch from me, and then also all the other folks that had tables. Now, I was in the Captain Street Ballroom, which is upstairs, and I met a lot of awesome people, both spectators and vendors. And I also want to thank the two guys from Shreveport, by way of Washington State, who did this bracelet for me. This was they literally came up with this on the fly, and they made it for me. Surprised me with it on the first day, and I said, look, I can't let y'all do this without giving something back in return. So I ended up giving them some Comic Hero tees, cups, stickers, and autographed pics. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and say this: iron sharpens iron. When you do, I mean, when someone lifts you up, when someone's a blessing upon you, be a blessing upon them. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and say it. I'll do GeekCon next year, then a year after that, and a year after that, and a year after that, and so forth. I mean, I always was very cautious when it came to being a vendor at cons, but the more I do it, the more I enjoy it. And that was a huge takeaway that I got, not just from this con, but also from Sinlock Collector Con at Marksville 2.5 months ago. So if there's a con, we'll travel. Alright, that's it for Comically Speaking. Let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Alright, here we go. First up, it's Batman Superman World's Finest, number 18. Daredevil number 14. Dark X-Men number 1. Iron Man Annual number 2023. Night Terror's Catwoman number 2. Night Terror's Superman number 2. Night Terror's Wonder Woman number 2. Spider-Man number 11. Tales of the Titans #2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #142. I'm really excited about this book, folks. Uncanny Avengers #1. X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023. And finally, X-Men Red, #14. All right, that's 13, which brings the total number of comics that I've bought since December of 1997 to 12,274. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. And here's a question again for a free tee for episode 457. Now, I'm not going to give away a free tee for episode 456 because I want to get back on track in terms of doing the show. But here's the question. Before co-founding Milestone Media, which legendary recording artist did Dwayne McDuffie and Dennis Cowan write and draw a comic book one-shot for in 1991? Now, here's the hints again. This recording artist had released albums like Dirty Mind, Purple Rain, 1999, Diamonds and Pearls, Emancipation, and Musicology. The second hint, this recording artist starred in movies like Purple Rain, Under the Cherry Moon, and Graffiti Bridge. The third hint, this recording artist had #1 hits like Purple Rain, I Would Die For You, I Want to Be Your Lover, When Doves Cry, Darling Nikki, Raspberry Beret, Sometimes It Snows in April, Thieves in a Temple, Somebody, Somebody, Cream, Let's Go Crazy, and Do Me Baby. And then the fourth and final hint, this recording artist died at their estate in Paisley Park on April 21st, 2016. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on episode 457. Congratulations to Nora Banks Jr. from Homer, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this episode. All right, now Milestone Media, 30 years ago, was founded by Dwayne McDuffie, Dennis Cowan, Derek Team Deagle, and a few others. What they did was they ended up leaving their previous publications, and they were mostly DC and Marvel, and they did so because they felt that black people weren't really depicted correctly in comics and wanted to do so in a way that they're properly depicted. And also because they didn't feel that there were enough black comic book characters or black superheroes. Now, the comics division of Milestone Media lasted 4 years and didn't really do well in terms of sales, but there was a huge cult following. Now, there were superheroes in Milestone Media like Static, Icon, Hardware, and Rocket, but the most popular out of all of them was Static. And a few years after the comics division of Milestone Media folded, DC ended up acquiring the rights to the Milestone Media, to the Milestone name, and then also the characters. And then Static ended up getting its own animated series on the WB, which lasted from 2000 to 2004. And it was called Static Shock, with the lead character being voiced by the one and only Phil Lamar. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching all 4 seasons of that. And Dennis Cowan, of course, along the way has also been the senior vice president of animation at BET, and then also has done did Wu-Tang Clan's the cover of Wu-Tang Clan's album Liquid Swords. And then Dwayne McDuffie also went back to DC to write some comics, and then wrote episodes of Justice League and Ben 10 before his untimely death in 2011. And I mean, without Milestone Media, Milestone Media, even despite the fact that they didn't really do well in terms of sales, they believed in what they did. They enjoyed what they did. And because of that, there were folks that were willing to listen. And it really paid off even after the comics division folded, and DC and Warner Brothers ended up acquiring the Milestone name and the characters. And now Milestone has its own universe within DC Comics. And there's this miniseries that I just got finished reading called Static Shadows of Dakota. And brilliantly written, and brilliantly drawn. I mean, and then a few months ago they had the Milestone Initiative with some the new writers, a new generation of writers and artists coming up with brand new characters. And so Milestone Media is alive and well, and 30 years later, it's never looked better. All right, this is a static comic hero tee, and if you would like one, you can find them on my website, IamTheComicHero.com, for $17. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, which is episode 456, I'm going to raise awareness of spinal muscular atrophy. On episode 457, I'm going to raise awareness of childhood cancer. And on episode 458, I'm going to raise awareness of prostate cancer. On episode 459, I'm going to raise awareness of PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. And it's getting close, folks. The 10th anniversary of the Comic Hero Show is in October. And along the way, I'm going to need your help with designing a shirt that commemorates the milestone. And I am very blessed to have been doing it for this long. And I'm very blessed of the many blessings and different opportunities that have came as a result. And I'm really blessed for y'all, more importantly. I mean, yeah, this is my show and I love doing it. But I just can't not acknowledge the fact that I have fans, because I do. So thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. As soon as you're done, hit subscribe. If you're watching this on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome. As soon as you're done, hit subscribe. This was an awesome summer of superheroes. Can't wait to do it again next summer. All right, I'm Victor Noli on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 456. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero!